What is going on? I am Cole, and I am joined today with my buddy Blake. Blake, how are you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. How's
And,
everybody?
and you moved up from co-host to buddy today, apparently. I've got your shirt on though, so
Nice,
and if anyone
nice.
likes this shirt, you should find it. The link is down below. I actually put the links in today because I was slightly prepared. I actually technically did not put them in today. That is a lie. I put them in either Sunday or Monday. I don't know. Whenever I created this, I'm pouring a Coca-Cola into a glass. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you watched last episode, I said that we were sponsored by them, and we still aren't, but I'm saying it again. So maybe
You got to manifest it, put it
yeah,
out there.
if we get Coca-Cola to watch these episodes enough, maybe they'll start making some Weenie-Oli flavored
Yeah.
Coke, and we'll be drinking that on live TV for you.
And also, if anybody from Knob Creek is watching,
Yeah.
we would also take a Knob Creek sponsorship. I did not buy your alcohol stolen in the parking lot of a liquor store yesterday. That did not happen. I did not get two $50 bottle of booze for $30 total. That did not totally happen. It was amazing. I went right at the right time, and like this pushy guy was like, he rolls down his window. He's like, "Hey," and I was like, "Whoa, what's happening?" he's like, "Hey," and he like shows this like Knob Creek single barrel fancy edition. He's like, "I'll sell you both of these for $30." I was like, "Man, I don't have cash." He was like, "Go to the ATM. You know you want them." He's like reaching into the car with the bottles, like, "Take them, take them."
You look like a dude who drinks whiskey
A lot.
and really honestly, like literally almost any beverage we'd probably like. You can sponsor us if you want to come.
Yeah, anything. Cholula's hot sauce. It's not a beverage. We take it though.
Fucking, we'll chug a bottle on every single episode.
Anything. We'll take anything.
Oh, apparently I've got this one rubber glove that was.
So it's gonna get weird.
No, I've got gloves down here for like if I'm like I bought stuff for cleaning comics and I never did it. And then my daughter was down here and she just grabbed one and then she was putting it on stuff and then I put it in my pocket and then I took it out of my pocket and set it there.
Didn't Alanis Morissette write a song about that? The one glove in my pocket.
And the other one's
yeah, whatever that song. That's not how the lyrics go.
That's definitely not. But let's say hello to the chat. We got Lock Cruises, and he is last week's winner. So I still haven't sent that book, but I still think it hasn't been released technically on Amazon. So we're still good. We got Comics by the Bay. How is
what
it
up? What up?
You want a thingamabob? So there's a new Instagram background theme for the new Little Mermaid thing, and him and I were having fun randomly changing Instagram backgrounds. So hey. That's the thing. Hey, what's going on, Callie and Jordan Squad? How are you doing? We got Chaos in Comics. He said, "Oh God, the show again? You're late." Technically, we were still on time. Yep. OMG, why do I bother?
We like to keep you guys waiting. Let the anticipation build.
To be fair, I was still finishing some of the overlays. So that took me a little bit longer. We got Ignacio. How is it going, my dude? Hopefully you're doing good. And if you guys haven't seen, he made this he made both of these, and Blake made the thing, and then we turned them into magnets, and I still haven't sent them to anyone. But someday I will.
One day they'll get out there.
One day they'll be out in the world, and we can manifest that. So, yeah. So once again, I don't know. We were talking. If you want to I don't know. If you want to sponsor us, let us know. Also, don't put that in. That is not the right thing. I did not do this giveaway, so I don't know what I'm doing. It's been a long day. It's Monday, right?
It's the second Monday of the week. Yes.
Yeah. Second Monday of the week. I got really, really weird right here. So give me like a second while my brain reboots. Okay, it's good. We're here. How's it going, Blake? I already said that, but let me know how you're doing again.
Doing great. Doing great.
That's good. So I don't know what happened there. I meant to create this, but I didn't. Also, we have an entry to the thing, and I didn't even make the giveaway yet. So hey, congratulations to Chaos and Comics for knowing what was happening before. No, I definitely am not. I don't know really what happened there. I was getting ready to be ready, and then I wasn't ready. We got Cash and Dads. Hey, how is it going? So today we're talking about a book that we read. We're probably going to get into other stuff. There has been some talk. If you're on Twitter, we've been repping hard on that Weenie-Oli. We didn't get enough votes, but there's still a chance that maybe next week we'll be doing some Weenie-Oli action. So who knows? We'll see. Hopefully,
I've got some Nathan cheddar dogs in the fridge.
Oh, look at
Ooh.
that, Nathan. Hit on me. I try to do that daily. So maybe though, if I honestly, I'm kind of getting bummed out. I'm probably gonna hit on you less. You were supposed to be the person that helped motivate me in this thing that I'm trying to do, and you just completely abandoned me, and that kind of hurts. But Las Cruces, good for you. He had a yeah,
An aneurysm? Did you
right in front of
forget how to spell? Or that was a big word there, chaos. Cool it down, bud. We're
yeah. We're
not that
gonna
kind of show.
we're gonna be proud of you next week. But we're talking about a book. This book, as you can see by Blake's little background and this cover in between us, we're
Boom.
talking Hitomi. So Hitomi, this is a book. It is written by H.S. Tack. Also, doesn't mention it does. I'm an idiot. I don't know how Images page works. Written by H.S. Tack. We got artist Isabella Mazzanti. I definitely probably didn't say that right. There's a lot of Z's there and the word anti, but this is a must read revenge tale. That is from CBR. This is also an engrossing and entertaining. It is just incredibly well done. That is from Comics Beat.
Doesn't Lotus have a quote on there too?
I don't see it, but also
It
there's
was
like
on the
this
back
weird,
cover.
yeah, it just says comics.
Great. My face isn't talking. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, whatever. You're
Fucking
fine.
green screen.
It'll get there.
Ah,
But yeah, this is Hitomi. This is a new trade paperback coming out from Image Comics. Blake is in a weird spot right now. Yeah, I'm always proud. I mean, technically, I'm never proud of you. I think maybe we caught up to Blake. Can you say something, Blake?
nope.
Yeah, you're good.
Well, kinda. There's a delay. God, what is you gotta fix this shit, StreamYard. This isn't worth $25 a month. This is bullshit. I'm on a
You're good for
hardline
me.
Google connection.
You look
Oh
good for me.
yeah, it's working now, kind
Yeah.
of.
I think you just got good. We got Evil's Comics, and actually Evil's
What up,
Comics.
Evils?
Shout out to Evil Mike over there. He actually talked about issue 1 of this on his channel. He reviewed it. I watched that review and I said, I'm kind of bummed I didn't grab that because I kind of liked that review. And then that's kind of one of the reasons why, we're talking about this book. There's another book that's coming out that's called 20th Century
Yeah, we
Man.
almost did that.
We almost did that, but Blake also said that that book is not as easy of a read. And I was just feeling like maybe I wasn't going to have enough time this week. So I wanted something maybe a little bit easier. And I think Hitomi was a great book. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. So, Blake, give me your first thoughts on this book.
Man, it was so fluid. It just like such an easy, enjoyable read. And I loved the Machanti. I don't know, there's two Z's. I feel like it's a ch sound maybe, but Isabella's art is kind of this kind of colored pencil vibe. It was very, very beautiful. And it was also like kind of bloody and violent just at the right times. Like I like these kind of samurai-esque comics. It's fun, right? It's I like seeing how the fights play out and these cool sword battles and stuff. And the characters were really great. That our little what do they call her? A
Wolf
wolf
Slayer.
slayer? Yeah,
Yeah.
like what a cool name.
Oh, and
My
also, yeah, Chaos dropped the link. So thank you, Chaos. Go check that out if you want to hear more about
nice.
that. We got Steven Hayner. Hey, how's it going, my dude? We got Comic Journey. How's it going? Yeah, the stash is coming back slowly. My daughter today goes, Dad, shave your beard, and then giggled and said, Don't do it. And then that's what we have. We got the
You just
matter.
let your daughter run your goddamn life.
I mean, she just asks for things, and most of the time I do them. So I'm going to say, I think one of the things I might have said to you, I don't know if I said this to you or if I said this somewhere else, but I would say my kind of pitch for this, and I mean this is no disrespect to the other book that I'm talking about, but this book kind of reminded me of like almost a more cohesive version of the story that we're getting kind of in that Demon Day book by Peach Momoko. They're
Hmm.
definitely kind of got these similar themes. Peach Momoko, and when I say that this is more cohesive, that book is supposed to be kind of this weird dream state thing. So, like their dreams, I don't think that it's meant to flow the way of a main story. This is a 5-issue arc, and it pretty much gives us a story. It wraps us up. It gives us something different than what I think that we expected this story to be.
Yeah.
Issue 1 sets up a pretty cut and dry point, and it does not go in that direction really at all. It kind of changes. And I think that that's kind of what I really liked about this. Overall, I don't think that this book is anything that is like revolutionary at all, but this is just so well done. I think both the art and the words on this was awesome. And yeah, I
Mhm.
think I've got some of the art. So let's show this art off because the art even kind of has similarness to Peach Momoko. It's a little bit different,
Mhm.
but I think that's kind of like maybe like more pastels and watercolors,
Yeah.
but it kind of has a very similar vibe to it. And I think it's just more or less this is a story taking place in Japan, and I think it's supposed to have some of those like you know same kind of feels that Peach Momoko does with her art. And yeah, I mean,
Peach
like,
did a great cover for this too.
oh yeah, yeah. I actually looked at that. It was for issue one. She does the variant cover. I definitely want to go back and grab that.
Yeah.
Um,
That and Jason Muir's 4B I'd really like to get.
yeah,
I love By the Horns and Jason Muir. Him and Marcus on have been on the show a few times and they're good people.
and even this cover reminded me of
Yeah.
Peach Momoko.
Yeah, it's a cool cover.
This is issue 2. So this is yeah, that was issue 1. I kind of taken a little bit from everyone. So these are just there's going to be one panel from each of these issues and each of the covers. So I mean, you can kind of see as they progress the art kind of change or the not the art the colors change a little bit. This one also seemed very like different from the rest
Yeah.
of them, but I still dig this cover. And yeah, this is just kind of like the sweet picture where you see the face but you've got the little background. I did not take any panels from issue 5 because it's not necessarily like spoiler outright. When you get to issue 5, it's kind of a spoiler if you haven't read it. So the chat went insane while we were doing that. We got some ride-ons. We got Steve hoping everyone as well, and I also hope everyone as well. We got K-pop. How was it going, K-pop? I hope you're having a great time. We were actually talking about. She was telling me that there's these like virtual 5Ks that you can do, and while you're going through them, you can collect like one is the Infinity Gauntlet.
Hmm.
So every kilometer you do, I think you get one of the stones and you kind of get shirts and stuff at the end. So that sounds like something that maybe I'll participate in if I figure out how to run a 5K. We got Manny the Hobgobbler. The Hobgoblin collector. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. That was a weird. I don't mean that.
Yeah, update my Tinder profile.
Yeah,
Looking for Hobgobbler single in Kansas City.
I was just looking at Blake, and then I just was thinking what I normally call him when we're off screen. We got Trev, the shipping guru. How's it going, Trev? Things are eventually going to get weird. That's just the type of ship we run here.
Dude,
Holy smokes. This
everything's going
chat,
downhill.
holy smokes. I don't know. I'm not used to this. I like slipped away. We got the Knob Creek Gobbler. Also I don't know, man. It's going to be weird. I was really expecting that we were going to be eating weenie-olies, but somebody
Yeah,
was
I
like,
fucked that up.
maybe
Sorry,
we don't
everybody.
eat weenie-olies today. And now I've got like a booger that's in my nose, but not out of my nose. I don't know. We're talking about Hitomi. This book was freaking great. I loved
Very
it. I
good.
love the art.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of one of the first things that kind of drew me in because the first issue, and I kind of talked about like how even Mike talked about it. He kind of went through the whole plot. So I kind of knew what we were getting there. But it's crazy how like this pretty simple first issue kind of changes.
Mhm.
Everything changes from there. The idea is that Hitomi, or she gets called the Wolf Slayer throughout the story. It's just kind of one of the names that she is then dubbed. Is looking for revenge. There is I forget exactly what she calls him, but I think she calls him an ash colored
Yeah.
samurai that is out there in the world, and she saw them murder her entire family, and her goal is to find them. So she's just looking for this guy. She ends up getting to him, and then it kind of changes in a different way. She wants to become a samurai to essentially kill him, so she's asking him to train her, which is also kind of this bizarre thing, but I think we've seen that in revenge stories before, right, where you kind of ask the person who killed your family to train you. I think that's definitely a trope
Yeah,
that's been done
that's
before.
normal in every aspect and walk of life. If someone
Yeah,
murders your family, I mean, that's just what you do. You
I,
got to follow up and learn.
to how to kill them throughout that. Uh, the cover artist is, I think, the same on the interior art, but I think that every issue, she does a good job of kind of changing the style. I mean, the interior art looks pretty much like this throughout the
Yeah.
entire book. I mean, like this is kind of a cool panel. I kind of just loved this panel. So you're kind of getting through that throughout this entire book, right? It's similar to like Peach Momoko. I think it's kind of got that like painted on style with very like Japanese influence. But yeah, too, if you guys are just getting in here, make sure you add in Hitomi so that you can get in there. Um, Is everyone done saying hello? And can we go back to trolling Cole? Yes, yes. Always hashtag troll Cole. You got to pay the troll Cole toll if you want to get into the troll
Are you
Cole's.
saying boys hole? Is it?
I don't know what I'm saying, dude. I'm just saying
No,
words.
that's what
I know,
that's
I
the
know,
joke.
I don't know. I've never
Sounds like you're
actually.
saying boys hole, Frank.
What? I mean, it's kind of like the blow of last week.
I
That was
forgot about that.
that's what deranged our entire story last week. So I don't know. I really dig this book. I think that it was really fun. Um, we were talking about issue 1. We get into kind of issue 2. I don't really know. I kind of got off the rails. I think we were going good. Then I started singing a made up song about trolling me, and it got weird. So hey, Blake, thank you for being here with me.
Yeah,
Uh,
anytime.
do you just want to say something, and maybe I can
I say
regroup again?
anytime. I keep joking around. We've done this. This is our 15th episode, and I keep offering Tuesday availability to potential guests. And I swear to God, every week, like I realize it, and I'm like, "Oh, can we reschedule? I'm so sorry." And I don't ask Cole; I ask the guests because I'm just like, "Oops." So that I keep. I don't know. I can't.
Wait,
You'd
so
think I would know Tuesdays are reserved for
what
this
you need to
wonderful
do?
experience.
I should just send you a Google Calendar invite. And like, or you should just do you. That's like a thing. So I've always wondered about these things, right? There's these like you can get Google Calendar, you can even get like if you use Outlook, you can kind of get some stuff, or you can pay for like these third-party apps. But the idea is like this is the one thing I think StreamYards might be missing. The availability to kind of have a calendar and also send it
Yeah.
out. So you can just like send it out to like you, for example. These are the days I'm available, and you can send it to a guest, and they can be like, oh, Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, because it'll set to their time zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then
There's
it'll
a
say,
service that does that
yeah.
people use. I just don't like being organized and like making my life harder. So living on the edge, baby.
Yeah, it has been a long time since I have read, and by read, I also don't know if Ninja Scrolls is a manga, but I watched the anime. I probably watched it at a very inappropriate time in my life. I remember being homesick and like probably a fourth grader. Somebody was like, "Oh, you like Dragon Ball Z? You'll love Ninja Scroll," and then it like gets into like a hentai scene in the
I
first thing.
don't know that I've ever seen that.
Like
It's
I don't
not
know.
familiar.
I feel like it was like we're similar ages, right? So like it was like that thing, like, oh, you're getting like Dragon Ball. What's something Dragon Ball Z, but kind of cooler? I've already seen Akira. You should watch Ninja Scrolls. That was like
Hmm.
the thing. I rented it, and it was like, this
Is
is
it a movie or
pretty.
a series?
I think it's just one movie. I could be wrong. Let us know in the chat. Apparently, there is a sequel. It's not good. It came out in 1992, so that kind of maybe tracks to what I'm saying. I was probably a few years late by the time I watched it, but hey, Ninja Scrolls. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit. I would say that this book though is like it's weird. This book is super brutal. It kind of does. What was the other book that we read that we were talking about that gets super brutal?
Last week, Flawed.
Oh yeah, Flawed. It's very similar to Flawed, where it's like that, right? It just like it
Not as
goes,
intense,
yeah,
like,
like
but
this.
it's yeah, it's
I mean, there's
intense.
scenes where the two of them, like, Hitomi ends up joining this army, right? And her thing is that she's known as the girl that, like, it's funny because they're like, oh, I heard you killed 13. Or it what was it?
10,
I
10
heard no,
men.
at first it was like, "I heard you killed 7 men," and she was
And she
like,
was like, no,
"It
it's
was
8.
8." And then they were like, and then she's laying down, "You're the girl that killed 10." And she's like, "Oh, we're up to 10 now?" So even then, you only see her on paper, I think, kill 3 people. But
Mm-hmm.
so we're still kind of, as the reader, you're unknown, like, did she end up killing 4 more men? It's very plausible that she could because of the way that she kills stuff, but,
Yeah, she's vicious with that spear. And then we find out later she's good with a sword too.
yeah. I mean, like, I think all weapons.
Which is funny because we never really see him train her. Like we see some beginning of some lessons, and like she wears the sheepskin to
Yeah.
trick the wolf and stuff, and like so we like see these little moments, but we never see him like actually training her to fight. It's more about the journey, which is you know stylistically and tonally like coincides with this book because it's very much about a journey. They travel these great distances, and it's this big experience, and it's also a journey of like emotions and understanding and forgiveness, right? So it's all about moving from like point A to point B in a really creative way. And like you said, it's not revolutionary, but it does, even though it does some of what you expect, it does it absolutely perfect. Like, and so it doesn't have to be revolutionary. It knows what it is, and it knows how to tell its story, and it does it flawlessly.
Yeah, and that's kind of like I think what this book does really, really good is that it is, it's not telling.
That's
I think we
it.
both said this twice. It's not telling this very crazy. Yeah, it's almost like we went on a comic journey while reading this comic about a journey. But yeah,
Amen.
I would say like it's weird because I think we both have kind of mentioned this as being like not revolutionary, and that's by no means a bad thing here. I
Yeah.
think this is a great book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would highly recommend it. Also, we haven't even pitched it. This book comes out tomorrow in your local comic book shop. Issues 1 through 5 came out singly, but the trade paperback comes out tomorrow. It is from Image Comics. I think it has a price tag of 15.99, depending on your shop. Sometimes you get those discounts, but it has 1 through 5. It's got a cover gallery. I don't
Hmm.
remember if there was anything else besides that cover
Nah, just a
gallery.
cover gallery.
Okay. I always kind of forget about that. The cover gallery's sweet and it's got some good covers. I think it did a good job of showing that. But yeah, I still think I would say that easily this is a book that I'm probably going to reread again. It kind of reads pretty quick in
Yeah,
a
it's a quick
way
read.
because it is kind of this journey, and if you kind of get into it, you can go through it. I would probably say the only thing that I probably miss, and this happens to me a lot when I read books the first time, is I don't pay attention as much to the art as much as I do. Like I read it fluidly as I go through, and I see the art. But I think the good thing about books like this is they're worth the reread because the art's so good that I'm going to
Hmm.
check out more stuff with that too.
Which I kind of want to buy this because I really enjoyed the art, but the review copy, like they always kind of tone down the review copies to make them easier to email and download, and I
Yeah,
guess and to encourage not pirating. But like, yeah, some like this was so the resolution was so low, like some of the text was even a little blurry,
yeah.
and so like you could still, that's how good the art is, even in that low bitrate version it still looked beautiful. But I kind of like, I would like to see like the real art and what it's really meant to look like on the page. I kind of want to buy it. I also kind of want this. Like, I don't know if I want to buy the trade or if I want to track down some of these gorgeous fucking covers. Like, it's
There are
that's a
some great
choice.
covers to this for sure. Um, and that's kind of like the weird thing too. You get from this, I think that's good, is it like I feel like because it's such a quick read, it could be something that you will reread a lot. We also got E-Man showing up. What's going on, E-Man? How
What
are you
up?
doing? Hashtag villains unite. Yeah, and this is kind of funny because this is a story where technically these characters are both one of the characters is technically good and is looked at as a villain throughout the entire
Hmm.
character, thing, but then turns out to maybe not be this villain. And sometimes, people can change. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the show. I think you should leave, but
I
people
used to
can
be a
change.
piece of shit. Slick
People,
back hair, sloppy steaks at Tremonti's.
I really just want to go to a nice steakhouse, order a steak, and just dump water on it and just start eating it as fast
They
as
can
I
tell
can.
you, they can tell you you can't do sloppy steaks, but they can't stop you from ordering a steak and a glass of water. What are they gonna do?
Also, like, how good would cover like what would make putting water on a steak any better?
Do you know who Binging with Babish is on YouTube?
Uh-uh.
He's this big YouTube chef. He's got millions of followers now. He's got his own like cooking utensil line and shit. But he did a gourmet.
So
He did the regular sloppy steak, and then he did a gourmet sloppy steak, and then like instead of water he made like broth and poured broth on it. But yeah, it basically, what it kind of does is you pour it on the steak, and it makes like a very loose, bland watered down pan sauce. So like it takes like the seasoning and drippings of the steak and puts that on the plate so you can. But yeah, it's he made like a real one. But yeah, I still don't. I if I understood it and could think like that, I'd have a fucking Netflix series. So, and I definitely don't.
that's also awesome because at first you just kind of think, oh, is this sloppy steak just something like awful and weird? Also, we got Jimmy G in the house.
What's up,
How's it
Jimmy?
going? Say woo to Wolf Wolf. Yeah, and every cover hit a cover A and a cover B that were great. Oh, it hit a
There was
Spawn
a Spawn
variant.
variant,
I
yeah.
don't, dude. Spawn variants are crazy. Like, and they always come out at like weird times. Because I have like, it was funny. I pulled out God Country,
It had
and
a Spawn variant?
I think I have 2 God Country Spawn variants,
Huh.
where it's just Spawn with whatever the sort Valifax, just like and it's like that's such a sweet cover, but I don't know why I bought a Spawn variant.
I'm a couple issues behind in Philadelphia. I still need to read his Philadelphia appearance. Spoiler alert, but it's like 3
Yeah.
issues ago, so don't get mad at me.
This
Oh,
is
it's
the
a live show,
livest
baby.
show. What's going on, Mark? How are you doing over there? We're talking about a book. It is not a DC book, though. So sorry. Mark is a huge fan of DC.
But if DC wants to sponsor us, we would
Yeah.
love to review some of your trades.
We will review any one of your trades.
Yeah.
Also, unrelated, but my background's green, so it kind of makes sense. I read the first issue of Green Arrow because it came out on Ultra today, even though I bought a physical
It's good, isn't
copy.
it?
And it was great.
Yeah. I haven't read the new Green Lantern. I heard it's really good too. That came out last week, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be a while before it's on DC Ultra.
Sometimes they trick me and I buy it digitally just to see what's up.
Yeah, so the one thing I've been doing on Amazon lately is for
Getting a
things.
$20 TKO hardcover on a lightning deal. That's what we did this morning.
Yeah. What I like to do is when I buy things that I don't care when they come to me, I will
I almost died.
do that delayed shipping where they give you like
Yeah, you do
$1.50
that
to
sometimes.
digital. So then, yeah, I found myself. What was it? It was Dark Crisis. When Dark Crisis was coming out, I like bought issue 4 and 5 because I was in bed and I was too lazy. Or it was Dark Crisis was 7 issues. So maybe it was 5 and 6. I was too lazy to go downstairs and read those issues in paper. So I bought the book on Amazon just so I
Damn.
could read it because the final issue came out the day before, but I was like tired and I wanted to do it
That's
in
like the
bed.
definition of fuck. Cole has fuck you money, everybody. Like he's at
No,
that level.
I didn't actually spend real money. I spent
Oh,
this
your credit.
random
Okay.
digital credits on it. And it was like, yeah, that's like the epitome. That's like the perfect time to use this. Also, as Manny is putting, if you put Hitomi down there with a hashtag, you'll have a chance to win this awesome trade paperback. I'll ship it to somebody through Amazon. So if you're to a place where Amazon delivers, that is something that I can do. And yeah, I mean, I wish I had that, but my wife doesn't let me do that. So like the thing that I like to do is that, yeah, I just do that, especially like the big time is when we're buying like Christmas presents
Mm.
and it's like November because it's like it
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
matter,
So you can slip them,
like
yeah.
we're mid-November buying Christmas presents, let them show up a week later and just get it. So I accumulated so much because I'm buying like one thing at a time too to really like game the system here.
Mm. I wish
Because
they
I
would
mean, it's
just let
Amazon.
you have like an Amazon gift card that you could recharge that way. I would do that. Like
Yeah.
it's a bummer that you can only use it for like the digital properties.
Yeah, and I get why they do it that way. It's because it's like, hey, people will do this like, well, and really, it only like it's they don't really give a care if you're like saving the environment, but they're like, we're saving the environment even more by giving you digital stuff
Mm.
because we're Amazon and we're good for you. They're not really, but Amazon, if you want to sponsor this
Yeah,
channel,
definitely.
we'll buy Coca-Cola on
Yeah,
Amazon and
buy
ship it to our
Coca-Cola
house
and
to drink
Surge
it.
on Amazon. I'll fucking ride in your dick shaped spaceship, baby. I'll live stream it. Like do it. Like get us on that Bezos payroll.
That would be nice. And yeah, but I don't know. This has been
The
this has
thicker
been
the stash.
this has been a hard, dude. The stash will come back eventually. I'm trying my best. Surge. Yeah, Surge, dude. It still hurts my teeth though.
Did you watch Travis's level up with Hedrick?
No, did they talk about Surge?
So apparently, if you go into Burger King and eat, because everybody's going to eat these fucking red Whoppers that I
Yeah.
feel like are going to turn your asshole red in a bad way. Like that scares me. A red burger just sounds dangerous coming out. Like goes down
Well, it's
soft,
just the
comes out
bun's
hard.
red.
Yeah, your bun is going to be red later. Like I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the bun is red. There's nothing like spicy or special about it, but it's just.
I think it's just a legit normal Whopper
Oh,
with a red
okay.
bun.
Wow, I thought maybe it had a flavor.
He
Anyway,
Pierciated. I asked what it tasted like, and he said a Whopper.
He was talking about that, and I asked him. Jonathan Hedrick drinks a lot of like fancy weird sodas, and he tries weird sodas. He's tried shit tons of them, like gourmet fancy
Yeah.
sodas. And I was like, I asked him, I was like, what kind of soda did you get to celebrate dropping? He had 3 issues come out in May, which was pretty cool, like from 3 different publishers. And he was like, I did have a cherry vanilla surge at Burger King. And I was like, what? And they have those machines, right,
Yeah.
where you can add the syrup. So he made it a cherry vanilla. But long story short, you can go into Burger King and drink surge on tap. And if you guys have never done this, you haven't fucking lived. Like Surge was such a special part. Didn't we just talk about
Yeah,
Surge
the
last
Surge
week?
Taxi. Oh yeah, and no, this was Gatsby.
2 weeks ago? Yeah, okay.
Gatsby was a Surge Taxi.
It's like I was getting Blake and Cole flashbacks. But yeah, it's I love Surge. And I remember when I was a kid. So like I used to have big sleepovers, and my parents were very cool like that. We used to have a pool table. My parents always let us rent rated R movies and shit, let us stay up all night. I was pretty lucky with my parents. And so like everybody used to like want to come to my sleepovers at the house, and my parents would hook us up with like Mountain Dew and Surge, and like just feed us crack basically.
Yeah.
And order pizza for everybody. But I mean, I just used to love Surge, man. And I remember like shaking from caffeine and playing Mortal Kombat 3 on Sega Genesis, like at my birthday party with my friends, and just like staying up all fucking night and like just playing Mortal Kombat like crazy, and then like getting like the fucking sugar pass out hangover. Like, yeah, it's good times. But yeah, so you can go do that at Burger King. Just you can go sit inside and suck down as much Slurge is from Futurama. Surge as you can.
Slurm. No, it's
Slurm, yeah. Slug shit, basically. It's
yeah, I
delicious.
might agree with this about Baja Blast, but dude,
I love Baja Blast too. Has anybody tried the blue Powerade mixed with Mountain Dew? It's supposedly the same thing, like a 1-to-1 ratio.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't know if I believe it, but dude, also I feel like the biggest issue with Baja Blast here is you can only get it at Taco Bell, and I would say that while Taco Bell is probably one of my favorite fast food restaurants, they have the worst pop of any restaurant. And usually Baja Blast is the best, but half the time it's all flat. Usually it never has enough syrup.
Man, where are you going to?
All the Taco Bells in Michigan apparently are awful. I don't know if K-pop is here and she goes to Taco Bell. Let me know if they're awful on the opposite side of Michigan. I also remember Jolt. There was also wasn't there like a Jasta? There was a bunch of weird calls.
Yeah.
Also,
then there was a
Orbitz.
cocaine energy drink for a while too. It was called cocaine. They took it off the shelves. I remember drinking that before we drove down to Warrensburg for a Tool concert, and I legit had like the fucking shakes in the car while we're driving down to Warrensburg. And I was like, "What?" It burned. It burned like Coke Zero when you drank it. Like it made your throat. I was like, "This can't be good." It was like Four Loko speed, but no alcohol.
No, I have tried that one, and it's not nearly as good.
It's gross. They release them in cans sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I just feel
seasonally.
like every Taco Bell in this area just doesn't they don't I feel like they're janky on the syrup.
That sucks, man. I love Baja Blast. Like when I go, it's all it's one of the best. Like the only reason to go into Taco Bell, because you're just like, I'm gonna run you motherfuckers out of Baja Blast. I'm gonna Baja Blast my fucking face.
You just
off.
bring the cup that goes into your sleeve, and then you got pants.
I got that camel backpack with the straw.
Yeah.
You're reverse engineering. I learned a Taco Bell hack on TikTok the other day, and I tried it. Right, so. I don't know. Sometimes I get hammered and go to Taco Bell late night and spend an egregious amount of money on Taco Bell.
Do weird stuff you saw on TikTok.
And you order a quesadilla, a steak, chicken, whatever you want, and you tell them not to cut it. Right. So you get this quesadilla, don't cut it, and then you get 3 Taco Supremes, or you can get 3 Doritos Locos Tacos Supremes or whatever. You unfold the quesadilla, you stack the 3 tacos in there, you pour in your hot sauce, and you fold it back over. Oh my God. It's a perfect fit. And it's you gotta hold it together. It's so big. Oh my God. But it's it was well worth it. It was what, $15 or something to make it. Fucking worth it. You guys should try it. Dip it in some Baja Blast.
Depending on how my Saturday goes, maybe this is something that I'm gonna get into.
You're jogging now. You're jogging. You can do weird shit like that.
Yeah,
right?
I can just try that.
Go work it off the next week. Shout out to TikTok if you guys want to sponsor us while you're still around.
But probably not. I'm not. I'm definitely.
Oh yeah,
I might
Cole's not a
refuse
TikToker.
TikTok's. I might refuse TikTok's sponsorship, but they're just like, yeah, all you got to do is send us all your personal
Mhm.
information. Let us know where you shop. I mean, granted, I tell Google half that stuff anyway, but yeah, if you're here, if you're new, make sure you're putting in Hitomi. What is
Yes,
going on, W Vlogs? How are you doing today? Hopefully, you're having a great day. We have been kind of talking about Hitomi
we've been talking for 35 minutes. Like there's been
35 minutes.
talking. Well, we're doing better than last week. We've talked about the book
Oh, yeah, yeah.
more, I think.
We definitely did. If TikTok sponsors you, will the show be Chinese moving forward? Yeah, yeah, for sure. We'll definitely be promoting the Great Firewall of China. We'll be talking about how you can pay to get more reliable internet through the I don't even know
Advertising
how that. Yeah.
questionable energy drinks and energy powders that you can only buy online because they're
Yeah.
not allowed to be sold in stores. All that good stuff. We're ready.
Nah, usually I'll let people know. And if you're not, just make sure you come back, check the final minutes, and you can figure out who got it.
Yeah, so if you want to leave and abandon us because you just don't
Yeah.
like the show, that's
It's
fine.
fine. I
We
mean, we're just out here. We're just out here selling our
They're out here
slinging our
doing it for the
souls out here.
fans.
We're talking about our favorite thing to eat at Taco Bell. Blake's got some monstrosity concoction that he's messed up. I'm just talking about how much I just really loved. Like, isn't it weird too? I know that K-pop mentioned something about how all pop has been bad since COVID. But the thing that I think is the weirdest is remember how no one cared about the Mexican pizza, and then Taco Bell was like, "We're not doing that anymore," and people are like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, they flipped out.
I
And then they brought
care.
it back and it was fucking gross. They like
Yeah,
changed
they're
the
all right.
sauce or
I don't hate
something.
them. The thing that I hate about them is I just think that tostada shell that it has on
Yeah.
it, depending on who makes it, like some of the people are just like, "Fuck this," and it's half
Yeah, probably the
cracked.
same people that don't replace the fucking Mountain Dew syrup at your fucking local Taco Bells. They're already all right. This is your fault because you brought this up right before Mexican pizzas were discontinued. Before they brought them back, when they like did the announcement, they were like, we're not doing Mexican pizzas anymore. Da, da, da. So my sister and about to be brother-in-law, they go on a Taco Bell run, and they get like the whole family gets Taco Bell, right? So they go, and I'm like, hey, give me a Mexican pizza too. And so they come back with all the tacos, and we're unloading it, splitting it up, and they put the Mexican pizza sideways in the bag. So like the cheese was all on the box and it was like crumpled and I was like, I'm glad you're discontinuing these. This is bullshit. Like they literally just put this flat disc on its side. Like this won't matter. Oh man, I was so mad. I mean, I ate it still, right? It was just like
Your
whatever,
friend
but it
ate
was,
it.
it ended up almost being like I had to like fold it like a taco. It was like it lost its pizza factor. And I don't like things when they lose their pizza factor.
My wife is also a big fan of the spicy potato soft taco. I can dig on those.
Ta- Potatoes in a taco are good, especially I do like those, but I very much like potatoes in my breakfast tacos. Like I
Oh, for
roast
sure.
potatoes and like toss them in spices and do like eggs and cheese and chorizo.
Well,
Baby.
what I do sometimes too is when you like so I have a
I
Traeger.
already have diabetes. It's okay. Thanks, Second Street. I'm just making it stronger. It's good. Living on the
I
edge.
started running because I like had to take off biking a little bit because I had a weird injury. And Second Street Marvel was one of the people that talked to me a lot about biking, and that was very good. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'm trying to do my best with this. But hey, we got into a weird Taco Bell
We're
rant.
all
I don't
trying to
even
do
know
our
how we got
best.
there, but no, I was just saying too. What I'll do with our Traeger is I'll put a bunch of potatoes on there and let
Ooh.
them just like slow cook. And then what I'll do is I'll just pull them off. I'll put them in the fridge, and that way, like for breakfast or whatever, you can just
Oh,
slice
you
them
just got
up.
them
They're
ready.
mostly cooked. They're like I only like half cook them, right?
Yeah. I want a Traeger so bad. My uncle, rest in peace, Uncle Dale, you're awesome. But the smoker you left me, I can't fucking figure. It's so hard to keep the
Which
temps
one is
on a.
it?
It's a offset Oklahoma Joe's, but I mean it's char like you use charcoal and wood.
Yeah,
Like
charcoal ones are harder because you can't really. It's really hard to get the temperature. You got to
yeah,
kind of mess with the top and the
and
bottom.
you got to
I
check it all fucking day,
yeah,
all
that's the
day.
issue with it. All day, you can't fuck around as
I don't
much.
like my friends that much. I don't like you that much, Cole, and I love you. I'm not gonna fucking check on you every 15 minutes. Make sure you're Cole. You okay, bud? I'll be back in
Well,
15 minutes just to
the
make
only
sure.
thing, well, you don't have to do it. So what I did too is I got a Bluetooth
Oh yeah.
probe. and you just shove it in there. It kind of is always temping it, but you leave the one that I had 3 of them, right? So you could
Mhm.
essentially make like 2 pork butts in at a
And
time,
then have
but
your
you also
your
put
temp,
1
your
on
general
there so you
temp.
know how warm it is in there. The issue is it just gets a bummer, and like I had a big issue with like refilling it with charcoals.
Yeah.
That's always the hard thing because like if it gets too hot, it's gonna get weird.
And then
But
the whole deal of like when the smoke gets too heavy, like when you like replace the wood and stuff, it's yeah, it's I'm a good cook and it aggravates me that I live in Kansas City and I'm like I feel like I should know how to barbecue. You know what the best fucking ribs I make, Cole? In the instant pot. I can make amazing ribs in the instant pot. And a lot of people they don't have that smoky flavor. You can put a little bit of liquid smoke in the sauce, well, not a
liquid
lot,
smoke
but
is kind of wonky though.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So you have to be like very, very conservative with it. But like a lot of people have eat like make it when I make those in cornbread, people are like, man, how'd you make these ribs? And when I tell them like I didn't use a grill, they're like, what? But
You
it's
don't even like finish them on a grill?
no, I finish them. I make them in the instant pot. You put a can of Coca-Cola in the instant pot, and then you do like high pressure for 22 minutes. And then and I season them, right? I coat
Yeah.
them in barbecue sauce and rub and throw tabs of butter in there. And then you take them out and then you put them on a sheet pan and brush them with barbecue, and then put them under the broiler for like a minute or two, so it caramelizes the barbecue sauce. This is what Adam Freeman does not believe in. He thinks Kansas City's trash because they don't do this in Texas. If you guys watched my bad idea episode, that's what we talked about. All right, Cole and I love comics, guys, but we're actually going to turn this into a food show, which is why we've been pushing the weenie oli.
Yeah.
We've been pushing this weenie oli narrative really, really hard. And but I mean, if you guys like this food talks, let us know. We're working on that. We also there's someone came up with a really good title called Blake and Cole Must Be Stopped. We feel like that would be like, but what are you going to stop us from doing? I don't know, but it just sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, really, they didn't want us to eat weenie olies, but
They
I think
no
we
one did.
think
They were like, we are so frightened for you guys. Like I felt like our Discord friends were like crying. Like Cole and I are like, I mean, we can try crack once, right? We just that it'll just be one time. We'll see what it's like. We'll stay up late and read some comics. It'll be fun. And everybody's like, no, like everybody freaked out. It was intense. So what do? We're like, fuck you. We're gonna eat weenie. Last night, Robert Venditti writer, he's written Superman, Exo Manowar. He's a big bad idea guy, and he's written Green Lantern. He was on my show last night, and even he was like, "Oh, I thought we were gonna do weenie olies," and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Cole and I, our weenie oli narrative has spread into mainstream direct comics. Like, I made me feel really special. I was just so happy. Robert Venditti did not know how to deal with me. He's a beautiful man, but he was like me and Brockton McKinney were just like going off and being crazy. And Robert was like, I just want everybody to know I haven't said the F word one time.
hopefully, did you ask him about when he was delivering all the pizza for the
No, I
pizza
forgot.
detective?
We talked about him working in the mailroom because that's so I didn't know this about him. He started comics in the mailroom, and
Look at him.
when they offered him Green Lantern, for to come in after Jeff Johns and one of the most iconic Green Lantern runs ever, they offered him that. He said he'd written like 4 mainstream comics and he got this Green Lantern offer, and I loved his Green Lantern run. I was stoked for it. And I had a lot of fun with it. But he was even like, man, no, those first issues, I don't even like them. I was like, what? But yeah, it was so cool. And he knew about weenie olies, and then we started talking about food because I guess when him and Brock like met, and like Brock like Venditti's obviously they're very Italian, and so like I guess like Robert Venditti makes this like chicken parm that's to die for, and Brock like went to his house and Robert made him chicken parm and all this shit, and like, oh, it was a fun show. I know I made him a little bit uncomfortable a couple times, but at the end, like they both want to come back for issue 2 and like talk. They want to come back as the issues come out and do like spoiler episodes, and I'm like, I'm fucking holding you to that, guys. Like I'm down for this idea. But yeah, anyways, Robert Venditti knows about Blake and Cole's eating weenie olies, and that was pretty
Dude,
cool. He's
it
a
would have
pretty big comic writer. I mean, he's a pretty big dude.
how epic would it have been if he just like pulled a weenie oli
Just
out
had
and just
one.
started eating it on your show? I just still think it's funny. I went out with 2 dudes. We were playing disc golf, and I mentioned, "What are your guys' thoughts on weenie olis?" Like, what's that? And I was like, "Raviolis on a hot dog," and they both instantly like, "Yeah, try that."
Yeah, that when I told my dad about it, my dad was like, "That sounds pretty good." I was like, That was like after a whole day of everyone felt like so Cole and I in my Discord and a couple other Discords. Shout out if you guys want to join the Hive. I launched a Discord. We'd love to have
Yeah.
you. It's,
His
we got
links
a
are down below. You can join in there.
anyway, we were talking. We were like blowing up all the chats, dropping all these memes. People were making memes. Comments
Yeah.
on the Bay was making us fucking memes. Like, and everybody's like, shut up with this. Like chaos. Chaos was very adamant. Chaos does not want to. He has no room in his life for weenie olies or our passion for them. And so like
or
after,
friendships, maybe.
after this whole day of just like blowing up our social media with weenie olies and everybody being like, you guys are disgusting, you're gonna die, this is gonna kill you, you're too old to eat this shit. And then at the end of the day I was telling my dad about it, and my dad was like, a weenie oli, and I showed him a picture and told him what it was, and he was like, that sounds pretty good. And my dad is the pickiest eater ever. He's so picky. And so yeah, for him to I thought what is what's a chorizo pizza?
Oh, so it's this. So I was gonna go back to that, but you cook
I
chorizo
wouldn't shut up.
butterfly,
Yeah,
cut it, put it in between 2 slices of pizza, mozzarella or
fuck
neapolitan.
me running. Oh my god. So that's that different chorizo. That's that Spanish chorizo that's more sausage than like Mexican chorizo, which is it's very crumbly and greasy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna fuck with you, Ignacio. I'm gonna make that happen. Actually, I gotta find it. I don't know where to find. All we have here, all I've ever seen is like the regular chorizo, but I'll figure it out. Mother of God, I'm so hungry.
I'm gonna share this out here though. Just
Oh
for
yeah,
those
we're
who are
talking about a
jumping in.
book, right?
Yeah. What did Daniel Warren Johnson say about weenie oli?
You know what he did? You know what he
did
definitely
not-
didn't say? He definitely didn't say he was going to come on Blake's Buzz, even though I've asked him like 5 times.
He did not reply to the weenie oli.
He didn't reply to any of it. That was
I
a
think
that was
he
a
usually
funny
goes to
Twitter thread.
C2E2. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you should call him out. You should like show him the screenshot of the thread. Be like, why didn't you like any of our tweets? It was grade A content. We're just out here. We're just out here trying to feed our families.
we hope everyone loves weenie olis as much as we do.
I think next week we're actually going to eat these fucking things though.
Yeah,
and I kept talking about doing a gourmet deal, but everybody's told me that that's not a weenie oli anymore. So I'm going to go good hot dog and a nice potato hot dog bun and Chef Boyar Fucko sauce or whatever it's called.
Dude, I'm going to so this is the real question though. You doing meat raviolis or are you doing
I'm going
cheese?
Dude, no, that thing needs as much cheese on it as you can get. The hot dog is all the meat you need. Right. You want that hot dog meat to sing in your mouth.
All right.
You want that good.
I'm gonna do mine as like
feel.
basic as possible. I'm gonna get like I might not even use a bun. I might use a piece of like Texas toast folded.
So I thought you were gonna say like we're gonna put a piece of cardboard on it. Melt cheese on cardboard, fold it up, let it soak up. Yeah, but hashtag Hitomi, everybody. Yeah. It's a very cool book, and if you can get it for free like I did, and except with like art that's not blurry and letters that aren't blurry, I think it'll be a very enjoyable. Again, though, like how high praise is that for the art when you're like, I read this review copy that was such a low resolution that the text was blurry and the art still popped and was gorgeous, right? Like that says a lot.
Also, hey, Jonathan, hopefully you're getting some sleep finally. Forgot the last time we talked if you were sleeping or not sleeping on a regular basis yet, but hopefully you are. And yeah, glizzies, as they like to call them. The kids are calling that glizzies.
I like where your mind's at, K-pop. I'm glad. Thanks for joining. You're one of the newer people that have been joining the last couple episodes. Very, very cool to have you. Cole and I talked about this. We actually mentioned this a lot. Like, at the end of every show, we usually bullshit for a little bit, usually until Cole's wife gets mad at him for being online too long, and then he has to like go be a dad or husband.
Not a dad. My kids are asleep at this point.
Okay, yeah. So you're still a dad, even though they're sleeping. When the kids are sleeping, parentship is done.
Well,
like,
I know, but I'm not being
myself.
I'm usually not being a dad. There's usually at least like an hour-long window before they wake up.
Or if it's like Valentine's Day, and I even tell them that we don't have to do a show that night.
Like, well, technically we did Valentine's Day on Saturday, but I might as well be around my wife for a little bit.
But at the end of every show, we really, really do like talk about how much it means that so many of you come and watch us. So many of you, and all of you, I love how like you all talk to each other in the chat. Like this nice little community we have on YouTube is so great. Some of you don't follow me on YouTube, and that's fine. I mean, whatever, you should, but I still appreciate you coming into this chat. My mom taught me how to guilt trip. Let me know in the chat if that was a good guilt trip or not. But but we really do appreciate you guys, and so
Yeah.
many of you come back every week. Las Cruces was in the fucking chat a half hour early saying hey today. Like I just I don't know if you guys really know like how much it means to us, and how much like fun we have with the show, just talking to each other, and kind of like ending the early part of our week, which is still rough. It's not Wednesday yet. It's not the weekend yet. And, you know, like things get stressful, and how much we look forward to this. And a lot of that is because you guys make
Thanks for
this
dropping that
show
trip.
really fun. So,
Oh,
I
and look,
appreciate
we got K-pop guilted into subbing.
Boom.
Yeah, so thank you. That's one guilt sub is good enough for us, and
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons
I'm so
too.
close to 350. Like
Yeah.
I'm edgelording to 350.
And that's one of the reasons we like to do these giveaways for this show, because you know we just like having you guys
Yeah, like giving
talking
back
to
to
us, hanging out, and we just want to spread the love of good comics. You know, like I always say, most of the books we read, we haven't gotten to the point. I feel like we're going to get to the point where we don't like a book,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
don't know what
we
we're gonna
should
do.
change. No, we shouldn't. I was gonna say we should like one random episode change the title like Blake and Cole don't like a book and see if anybody notices it. But usually we get recommendations. Like usually when we
Yeah,
pick these, we're like, oh, like I heard from my friend this was really cool, or someone was talking about this and maybe we should read it. So usually it's a safe bet what we stumble into.
yeah,
See ya, Ignacio. I
yeah.
doubt
Have
she
a good night.
did, but I wish she did. And if she did, post some pictures. I want to see
Yeah.
them.
Also, dude, we kind of talked about the book at the beginning. So what we're gonna do? Let's wind it back up here. I think I did the grade last week first. So Blake, we're doing grades out of 5. What are you giving it? And I know Blake hates doing this, so that's why I
Yeah,
continuously brought it back. He hates giving grades, and the reason that I do this is there's no real
because he
reason.
hates me.
But in case we ever decide to put this out there and we put grades, I don't know. The world weirdly cares about.
Yeah, they do. That's one of
Yeah.
the reasons. Okay, some of you, if you're not familiar with me outside of this realm, I do a lot of comic book reviewing. I have a Substack. You can go to blakesbuzz.com and check it out. It'll route you to my Substack. And for a couple years now, since like the Blake's Buzz blog launched March 2 years ago, and I've never ever given numbers to reviews. People have even told me there's like a comic review aggregator that you can become a part of and get clicks and stuff, because they'll like they show everybody's reviews, right? And so you can like get people to your stuff. And even with that, like I've had comic pros tell me I should do this, and I'm like, I don't like putting numbers to things because it's stressful. B, it's even more shit to think about. And my reviews are pretty well thought out, and I don't just I don't just like cough them out and vomit onto the page. Like I think about them, and it's a process to like write. And it's just like it stresses me out thinking of numbers. And I would rather people feel my vibe. We can never make this guy fucking happy, dude.
Dude,
Have you been every
you enjoyed
ex-girlfriend I've
last
ever
week, and
had?
last week was like the most sober we've ever been.
Yeah,
On an
both of us
episode.
actually. I was smoked a little bit before the show, but I mean, I sometimes do that all the time. But I didn't drink anyway. But what was I talking about? Oh, my reviews.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. So, but yeah, it stresses me out, and so yeah, Cole. What's funny is he does it sometimes, and my mind goes to a review out of 10. And then
Yeah.
Cole gets mad at me for reviewing things out of 10. And he's like, no, we wanted to do 5. And I was like, well, you never said that. All right, you know what? I really, really liked this. I'm going to give it a 4.63 out of 5. I really dug it. I really, 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 this is one of the first books where like I said, I'm really thinking about buying it, and not only maybe not buying the trade, but buying buying the singles and variants again, just so I can like really appreciate the art and how it was meant to be seen. Because I just got to be I'm doing that freelance shit, right? I got that freelance money, so it's you get the money and then you're not sure when the other money is going to come in, so you got to be careful when you buy books. And I really do want to get these, and even though like I was provided a review copy. So yeah, what did I say? 4.63. That sounds right.
4.63. I'm going to give it a 4.44. I'm going to say that it is the Costco Glizzy. Also, I might not give it the Glizzy. I might give it the chicken bake because the chicken bake might be my favorite Costco item. It's
Sam's
maybe,
Club. Sam's Club hot dogs are better than Costco hot dogs. I'm gonna die on that hill. I'm gonna live
yeah, I
on it.
might agree with. I don't know.
Didn't
I
we?
never
We
eat the
talked
hot
about
dog.
that the other
I
night,
think,
right?
yeah, I think so. I don't.
Not
I
on,
very
not
rarely
live.
eat hot dogs, but like, nah. I mean, I
How do
will,
you
but like
not eat hot dogs all the time? You're so passionate about the
about
weenioli.
weenioli. Yeah, just because I like weird shit.
I mean, hot dogs are weird
Yeah.
if you think about it.
My daughter loves hot dogs, but like if you give me the option to eat any sort of a dog, and we're just saying like normal hot dog style, I'm always going corn dog, 100%
Yeah,
corn dog
yeah.
every single time. We got 15 people in here, so thank you everyone for entering this. I'm gonna run this back. Once again, I grabbed
Run
these on
it.
Amazon. So if I can deliver this book to you through Amazon, we'll
Who's
give it
gonna
to them.
win? That was a bad drum roll. I'm never doing that again. That was weird. Sorry.
That was a great drum roll. I just did there. We got Legion of Comics. So,
Legion
hey,
of
congratulations,
Comics.
Mark. I think this is his first time jumping in the chat. So, hey, congratulations to Mark. We'll get that book shipped off to him. We'll figure out another book. We'll be back next week. We might be eating weenie olis. We don't know what we're doing.
We're fucking eating weenie olis.
Yeah, we're
next
probably
week,
going to
ladies
eat
and gentlemen.
weenie olis next week. So, if you want to see some weird stuff, maybe one of
Yeah.
us will puke. Maybe one of us won't. Who knows what's going to happen?
Next week we're gonna get hammered and we're gonna eat weenie olis, and we might read Sentient, but we don't know yet.
Yeah, we might read another book. I don't know, dude. It seems really weird. I looked at previews. Previews all sort of messed up.
Everything's fucked up right now.
I looked over at League of Comic Geeks. That was even messed up. I don't really. Well, I actually, to be fair, I don't know that League of Comic Geeks is messed up. If it's pulling from previews, who knows what's going on? He doesn't want this book. Yeah, he might not, but who knows? Maybe I'll ask Mark if he wants to pass it along. Maybe he'll put it in his Legion.
If you want, Cole, just send you $11.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, is that what Chaos wanted?
Chaos was like, if I win, can you just send me $11?
Well, dude, we wanted to read that book.
We were gonna, but we didn't.
But Blake said, and who knows, maybe we'll do a little posty.
We could.
I don't know. We'll see. We've never we always try and do books that are coming out because we want to promote people getting out there in the shop. If you're out there in the shop, you see Hitomi. If you don't buy it, maybe take a picture of it with yourself. Post it on the internet.
You should. We should start doing that.
The creative team in it and say, you know what, Blake and Cole told me about this book, and I thought that I would take a picture of it.
And then tag like Cholula, Surge, and
Coca-Cola. I wanted just to make Chaos a liar. Love it, Mark. Thank you for that.
I mean, it is really Legion. It is really good. Like,
and I think I think that you would probably dig this. It's maybe not like 100% your cup of tea, but it's pretty much an action story.
I think you'll enjoy it. It's nice to have a different cup of tea, right? To try. Did you ever read Devil's Red Bride from Vault?
I did not.
That's another good like samurai kind of indie.
I read the first issue, I think, of that, and maybe I didn't like it. Maybe I couldn't get the first issue. I don't know. There was that other vampire samurai book that came out from them.
I wanted to read. Wait, was that Devil's Red Bride?
No, it's called Bleed Them Dry.
Yeah,
I think I read the first issue of Devil's Red Bride and I didn't like it, but
well, I liked it, and I read the whole thing. It was good.
Yeah,
but it kind of reminded me of this. I like this samurai Ronin. Also, shout out, you guys should there's a oh my god, I'm an asshole. Well, I'm not googling something right now.
Chaos and Mark are having a weird little fight in the thing. Chaos is making fun of Mark's reading, and then Mark made fun of X-Men. So now Blake's upset a little bit, but he's too sidetracked trying to Google something about a samurai book.
A guy I've had on my show, Renton Hockey, does Ronin Digital Express on Substack, and it's free. You can subscribe to his Substack and get Ronin Digital Express. If you like not safe for work art, he's a great fucking artist, by the way. If you like not safe for work art, you can subscribe. Oh no, I froze. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. What is going on? I got a fucking awesome gaming laptop. I should have got a desktop. Cole's right. All these years. But so anyways, Renton Hockey at Renton Hockey, and it's HAWKEY. He's got this really cool Ronin Digital Express. He's got a Kickstarter. It's still live right now. He's doing a one shot on Kickstarter, but he's got another great like Ronin comic. And I love this. I love them. Like they're very cool. It's very, I like seeing these big fight scenes that aren't like superhero fight scenes, right? And they're a little more intimate. and a little more dialed down. And there's no superpowers or anything, right? It's just like it's just proficiency and tactic and talent, and they do that. Like it's great. So yeah, you should check that out.
Yeah. And
Ronin Samurai comics are cool.
yeah,
And read The Last Ronin. That was a cool book too.
and once
Has
again,
Ronin in the title.
it was a book that I read, and I do that's one of those books that pissed me off as like a single issue reading.
No.
No, it's just like is a single issue reader. It just took so long, and it also
the
it's like,
delays. Yeah.
why was there a fifth issue when you read the fourth one? And you're like, it could have ended there, and you're like, the fifth issue was fine, I guess. Anyway, all of our
Now
links
there's
are
a
down
spinoff.
below. You can go through and do all the other links to the creators too, if you care about that stuff. You can find the book. I got the Amazon link down below because Image
What is
doesn't sell
Excite
books
email?
to there. I don't know. I think it's like an old email service that there used to be. And also, I put a link to the CBC Awards. So if you guys want to go out there and vote for some of your favorite comic book community channels, make sure you go out
yeah,
there.
that's going on right now, isn't it?
Yeah, nominees. You can do that right now. Down below is a link. Make sure you go out there.
If you're voting
once
for
again.
the Eisners, remember to vote for the Eisners. I am.
Yeah. And
I get to vote for the Eisners.
if I just said one recommendation, I'd say vote for Human Target because
He did. I got that. Yeah, I saw you post that on.
That is one book I think that very much deserves.
You got the link. I sent you the link on how to.
Yeah, no, I just never did it because I'm lazy.
Yeah, cool.
But hey, that was it. We're gonna talk about this. If you guys want, we'll be back here next week. We might be eating some weenie olies. We might not. Who knows? But we'll be talking about a book, possibly, maybe not. Yeah, you do. I would agree with that. I also think that other book, Fred Tom King, probably deserves the best single.
Also, I love that Mark Russell is all over the Eisners.
Yeah.
I love that. He's such a cool dude. And I'm not just, I know, part of me am just saying this because he's come on my show twice. I remember the first time I interviewed Mark Russell, I couldn't believe it. And because sometimes it's really hard to, like, when you interview people and when you really like them and you're really into their work, and you have to remember, like, don't get weird. Right. And what do I do? You guys fucking know me. I get fucking weird. And I got to remember to, like, rein it in. So, like, the first time I interviewed Mark Russell, even Chaos, I think, mentioned this to me. He was like, that was a different interview. Like, you weren't, like, cracking jokes and being kind, you were kind of, like, toned down and really talking about literature. And it's because Mark Russell said all this smart shit made me so nervous. and so, like, I was like, I don't know how to joke with him. Right. He's just saying all this, like, really elevated, beautiful stuff about writing. But then the second time, when he came back and he came on with Richard Pace, so you guys can watch this on my YouTube channel if you subscribe to it, or you don't even have to subscribe. You can go watch it. I'll take your watch hours. But it's the second time we talked, I joked around with him a little bit, and we had a good time. And he's a very cool guy. He tells very cool stories, and it's very cool to see him on several categories of the Eisners. So check out his stuff if you haven't. If you haven't read Mark Russell's comics, what the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, but no, it's fine.
He wrote Flintstones.
He wrote Flintstones. He wrote Snagglepuss. He wrote one of the best Superman. I would argue that him and Tom King have written some of the best Superman comics in the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, maybe. Not quite a decade.
Yeah, no, Philip Kennedy Johnson is one that
I need to read. I need to read his run. I do. Yeah. I will admit that I have not read PKJ stuff, and I liked his James Bond. I like Last Gods. I've started that because that has a beautiful hardcover, and so I love his stuff, and I'm sure I just can't attest to that because I haven't read it.
And you should check out he did a book on Scout called Smoketown. That's pretty good.
Oh, that came out a long time ago. Yeah, it was one of the earlier Scout books.
Kenny Johnson, but yeah. All right, well, I've been Cole. He's been Blake. Right on. Weenie Olies next week if you behave.
Hashtag Weenie Olies. Retweet that tweet. Retweet the show. Retweet everything. Follow us. Share, like, subscribe. Tell your friends. Send this to your mom. Be like, Mom, this would be a great show for you to watch.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Later. Happy early Mother's. Send this to your mom right now for an early Mother's Day present. Then you don't have to worry about it next year.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Cole's like, Blake, shut the fuck up. Oh my God.